Here we go, man. Yeah. Hi. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go try to look at you. Yeah. That's the best one I've seen.
Yeah, there you go. Have you done enough perfect, thank you. You can show that.
All right, listen up. This is my pleasure to introduce to you a concert violinist, Celia Lally. Let's hear it. She's going to play our national anthem. Then she's going to play God Bless America. And then we have a surprise for you. Now, you know the words. Celia's got the music. Let's let Gavin Newsom hear us.
Stripes words before our next theme. You are here because you people understand that we are in a battle for the survival of our republic, with people like Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, Maxine Waters, and of course our governor, Gavin Newsom.
Nathan Fletcher!
If we're going to win this battle, certainly we need to throw those people out of office. But we also have to defend our American traditions. We have to embrace our American history, and we need to cherish our American heritage. So at this moment, in a battle for our republic, Celia Lawley will play the battle hymn of the republic. They help organize the water. We're getting some water. Medical assistance. Here's our format today. We have 5 we want to do. Because we're free. That's right. Three things, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, the restrooms on both ends of the building. That's pretty important.
Yeah, it is.
Number 2, which is more important than number 1, which it usually is, we are going to leave no trash here today.
That's right.
This is a park. I love this park.
That's right.
Not a speck of trash today. We have don't litter. Let's have a welcome for the boys. Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. Our magnificent Declaration and Freedom Hall. Today, these guys are our allies, and that declaration is our game plan. If you have not read that declaration lately, take a moment and read it. It is inspirational and it's apropos for today's fight. 244 years ago, these guys fought a tyrannical, oppressive British monarchy, and these guys won. Today, we are fighting an oppressive, tyrannical government out of Sacramento. But we're going to win. Because the law of the land does not reside at the State House in Sacramento. It resides in this book, the Constitution of the United States. Destroyed the beautiful city of San Francisco. He is trying to destroy the state of California. You people here today are saying, Gavin, no, you won't either. In 2003, a whacked-out liberal Democrat governor was recalled from office. His name was Gray Dinning.
Hey everybody, I hope you can hear me okay. We're turning up the volume. We heard that feedback. So I'll speak right into the microphone. So coach me. Okay, I'll speak right into the mic. Hey, aren't you thrilled that you're one of 40,000 patriots showing up for your state? You are not alone. You're one of 40,000. And if you recruit every family, every friend that maybe couldn't be here to put your video, your photo on social media right to your board of supervisors. They wrote to Gavin Newsom. They said, your metrics are unachievable. They're unachievable by design. They intentionally wrote the metrics so we could not achieve them in San Diego, San Francisco, or Los Angeles. We are not 70% open. Who thinks we're 70% open? I'm going to give you facts and figures that you can share with your family and friends. Check on WeHaveRights.com for all of our events. Here's the kind of facts and figures. We're not here for a Trump rally. We're not here as whether we're Republican or Democrat. We're here to fight for our Constitution. We're here to reclaim our rights. So here we go, guys. Hey, guess what? Our board of directors figured out, our board of supervisors, sorry, I misspoke. There's only been 6 COVID deaths in San Diego County. They're trashing our economy for 6 deaths. What is your community going to look like? What is your church going to look like? How many small businesses are thrashing in your town? Elon Musk pointed this out because he figured out the metrics were unachievable, and they made a life. Okay, Georgia, Arizona, Florida had more deaths than California. They opened up in April. What the hell? Right? Guess what? They're actually having fewer cases since they opened up. Who knew?
A lot of us here.
And these are things that they did not do to their citizens' rights. They did not say, I will arrest you if you sit on a beach with your child. They did not release prisoners. Here's more facts. If you look on any authoritative website, Californians are not dying from COVID. Californians died 50 to 20% more by cancer, heart, suicide. So guess what? All the suicide lines are flattening out. What do you think will happen when people lose their job? What do you think will happen when people can't get the support that they need? What happens? I'm a cancer survivor. I got my tumor out within 5 days of being diagnosed. Can you imagine? That Newsom, you gotta recall Newsom. Get on Facebook, get on Twitter. You have the responsibility. The deficit is higher than any state has ever achieved. That's not an achievement anybody wants, right? This is a debt that is on your children's head, on your grandchildren's head. I've got a 3-year-old granddaughter. Can you imagine how I would explain this to her? More than 10,000 homeless people have been put in hotels. The government, state or federal, has no money. It's all your money. You are paying for their hotel. You are paying for their food. You are paying for their marijuana. Wake up, California. Thousands of convicted criminals have been released. This deficit, this problem with California didn't start with this coronavirus, but boy, we better get this open quick because economists don't even know if we can recover California with what's been done. What will happen to your real estate value? You know that Newsom and team have already published that they're talking about raising your taxes in the highest tax state. They're going to raise them more. Any of you that experience and enjoy loopholes, kiss that loophole goodbye. This is on your watch. We are blessed to have wonderful leaders here today, but this is just a meeting, folks. We need you to be on social media. You need to actually make pressure. You need to be very clear, positive, peaceful, but insistent my heart. Way to go, people. Spread the word.
Amy Pelticky, ladies and gentlemen. Our next speaker is an elected official with balls. His name is Christopher Rodriguez. He is a city councilman from Oceanside. Who last week took a stand in favor of opening California and against the mayor of Oceanside and his fellow city councilmen. Ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Rodriguez.
Wow, it feels good to be around so many patriots. How you doing, San Diego? First and foremost, I want to thank my wife, Sarah, who stood by my side, who's still standing by my side, managing the ship at home with my 3 daughters. I brought my 4 sons here today. Little short backstory, a little bit about me. Are you mad and fed up, San Diego? Freedom! No. You know what? I don't think you're mad enough, San Diego. Freedom! Some elected officials across our county, including our county sheriff, are hiding behind a health order instead of holding up the Constitution as a banner and guiding light. Until the people in San Diego and across our state get mad as hell and can't take it anymore, there will be no change. Thank you very much.
Christopher Rodriguez, and he brought his balls. Ladies and gentlemen, unique position here today. This building is administered by the San Diego County Sheriff. That sidewalk is administered by San Diego Police Department. Across the street is San Diego Harbor Police. So we have an opportunity to thank all of them. So let's hear it for law enforcement. Always willing to lend his voice in support of our constitutional rights. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know who he is. Please welcome Roger Hedgecock. Thank you, Dan.
Look at these signs. Have you seen the signs? If you elect a tyrant, expect tyranny. What one of them said? Sounds right to me. I know our governor. Look, today is Armed Forces Day. And just for a minute, listening to Chris and listening to all of you today and the veterans, let's hear it for our veterans. This last week, the Attorney General of the United States, Mr. Barr, said there is no plague exception to the Constitution. And he instructed his Civil Rights Division to look into civil rights violations in all of the jurisdictions of the United States. We're one of those. And Bob Brewer is our U.S. Attorney. And he needs to hear from you. Bob Brewer needs to hear from you to stop this illegal, unnecessary, and unconstitutional lockdown. We have never in this country, although there have been plenty of plagues, plenty of epidemics, from cholera to SARS to swine flu to you name it, we've never shut down the economy and the land. We've never done it before. This is the first time. This is the first time that unelected bureaucrats believe they have the right to stop you from opening your business. To stop. The other day I went to a speakeasy barber shop. Right? I had to knock on the door. I had to have the secret word. I got in. I got my hair cut. Because I'll tell you what's going on here. They may think that they have us locked down. We are not locked down. You know, one time I took an oath, many of you did in various capacities, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I have a feeling we have as many domestic enemies as we have foreign enemies. And I want to refer to one of them by name. Dr. Wooten. Right? This is a person, unelected by anybody, who believes she has the right to tell you you can't go to church.
She's wrong!
This God-given right cannot be abrogated by a health official in the county of San Diego. Cannot. Our right to assemble, also enshrined in the First Amendment, cannot be banned by a health official in this county. She says there should be only 10 of you here. I think there's more than 10. God bless you. So I have a copy of the health order, effective May 10th. And I don't want to go all Pelosi on you or anything.
He wants to put in these draconian policies to suppress and oppress us. Like, since when does a state matter more than the Constitution of the United States? And so it's an honor to be here today because this is the pulse of America, and this is the reason why guys like me and guys like Chris and thousands of others in the audience put your blood, sweat, and tears, put on a uniform, and took an oath. And it's just fascinating to me that here we are, 2 months down the road. If we look back 6 months, I never would have thought that I'd be having a conversation in front of 500 people about not having a choice to put on a facial condom or have to stay in my house, right? And guys, my whole thing is I'm just about freedom and choice. Can I get an amen? Like, you should have the choice to choose, right? In 1776, that little piece of paper that they wrote up, this whole thing called the Declaration of Independence, and then right after that, the Constitution, it was all about choice. Right. Yeah. Right. It was all about freedom. It was all about having the right to worship whatever God you want to worship. Right. Right. So, amen. What I really want you to get today is this isn't about red or blue. Right. It's not about Sleepy Joe or Donald Trump. Right? It's not about Nancy or whoever, all these different personalities. It's not about whether you're bisexual, transgender, whether you're African American, Latino American. This is about whether you bleed red, white, and blue. Amen. Amen. And that's what the whole conversation is about. So I'm fascinated. I mean, God bless everybody that's out here, because you guys are the patriots. Yeah, let's do a round of applause. Do a round of applause right there, right? Because what you guys are saying and what you see is you see this bus going by. And on the end of this bus that's going by, we got socialism on the right, or on the left we got what I grew up in, what you grew up in, where you could go out in public, you could have discourse about politics, and it wasn't divisive, and it wasn't, oh, you're a bad person, and oh, I want to kill you. It was, I have a differing opinion than you do. And so for the people sitting at home, and for the cameras rolling right now, that bus of freedom is passing by. And what I know, as a shock trooper Leathernecker, a Semper Fi do or die type of dude, what I know is I'm going to take a ticket on that bus, and I'm going to be the son of a bitch turning it around to head back to freedom. And if you've got somebody sitting by at home, and I'm going to call out people in my profession, chiropractors, and you're sitting at home and you're watching old reruns of Netflix, you need to put the popcorn and the Doritos down, and you need to buy a ticket to that bus. It's a heartbeat away. So you got to make a stand. You got to make a choice right now. I was on a megaphone about 3 weeks ago. Now it's got about 13 million views. And I said to the guys out there, I said, well, I'd rather lose my job than lose my soul. And so everybody that's not here right now, especially men, you need to look down. You need to look down, right? If you're not here right now, I'm just going to say, I'm going to call you out. You need to look down and see that your freedom and choice is going out the window. It's going out the window. We got to turn that bus around, and it takes everybody. This is starting to move the needle. It's starting to move the needle. But the next step, to Graham Ledger's point, is after this, it's civil disobedience. That's what we got to do next, guys. That's what we got to do next. So I want you to just say to folks that are sitting at home, right? We're not saying that if you want to wear a mask, great. If you want to take out the herd out of the herd immunity and stay in quarantine, you should have a choice to do that. I want to go out and work. And as Americans, we have a right to do that. We have a right to do that. We also have a right to medical freedom. You know, if you do that, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather take my chances with this natural thing called this God-given immunity that Jesus gave. I'd rather go ride or die on that. I'm just saying, I'd rather go ride or die on that. And so it's all about freedom and choice. And so what I did is we took together about 8 different groups. And my best friend Chris Lippy and I, we started an organization called 1776 Forever Free. And it's all about freedom and choice. I mean, I got African American brothers, I got Hispanic brothers. I want everybody. You know what? You know who I want? I don't care what your religion is, what ethnicity you are, like what, you know, who you like to date. I don't care. I don't care about that. What I care is, do you believe that America is about freedom and choice? And my ask right now is, if you believe that, help me turn that bus around. Because I can't do it without you. I can't do it without you. I need every single person here. And God bless Dan, God bless all the speakers that were up here. We need your help. You need to be at these events. We need to mobilize folks. We've got chiropractors flying in to Sacramento for May 23rd. Okay? For May 23rd. We're doing Liberty Fest. We've got Cafe Anderson playing. We've got Buzz Patterson carried the nuclear football, wrote 5 different books, New York Times bestsellers, and if I blew them up if I was wrong a little bit, right? Then I can just say I'm Obama, right? Because whenever you get the facts wrong, it's just how Obama did it, so it's okay, right? But I want you to get, this is all about freedom of choice. So at Liberty Fest, come out guys, we got to do more of these, but we got to do them. This is big, we got to get bigger. I'm talking millions. I'm talking millions. And all we're going to do, we're going to have a big barbecue in Newsom's backyard. Have a little country music, baby. A little bit of rock and roll, turn the hat backwards. You know, I don't know if you want to bring a Bud Light. I'm not going to endorse it, but maybe you can sneak it in a bottle or something, whatever. But do our thing, baby. Memorial Day weekend, right? Fun in the sun. Wear your cute little bikini. Wear your pin MAGA hat and get treated by the president right here. This big guy right here, man. Praise God, look at him, man. He's got the Donald Trump shirt on. But God bless you guys. May 23rd, it's next Saturday. We're having Liberty Fest. It's going to be a great time. 1776, forever free. Corey Lee Williams, D.C. Help us out, support us. But the big thing is, if you can't show up with your money, show up with your time and get your fannies there next Saturday. God bless you.
On mitigating the transmission of a virus. Number 2, if you talk to Judy Miskovitz, is that my pronouncing her name right? She's on my program on Monday, by the way. I hope you can watch. And so is our gym owner. Is he in the crowd? Is Lou in the crowd? Is Lou here? Lou, if you're here, would you come up, make your way up, please? Give him some room, Big Lou. Lou is going to be on the program on Monday, too. But more than anything else, a mask to me is a muzzle. And these people came up with this crazy thing called the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. And God bless you for violating the 10-person rule, too.
Thanks for all your help.
Which is enshrined in the First. Wearing these masks, it is criminal what they are doing to these people. Speaking of young people, you know what today is besides Armed Forces Day? This is when my alma mater should be graduating an entire class at San Diego State University. It's criminal that those kids are being denied that. Again, if you watch my program, you know the statistics. It's virtually, and one of these signs out here says it, if you are under 20 years old, it's virtually zero chance that you're going to die from the Wuhan coronavirus, right? What's right down the road from San Diego State University off College Boulevard? A school by the name of Patrick Henry. And what did Patrick Henry say? That's where we are, folks. Your neighbors have made it so easy on Gavin Newsom, right? It is astounding to me to see people driving around in their cars with their masks on, their constitutional rights. But they've made it so easy on Newsom. We're the pushback, right? And God bless you for being here, and God bless you for coming to the rally, and I want you to go to Cordy's rally as well. But I believe we've come to a tipping point in the state. I had Pastor Jack on my program yesterday. He is the pastor of Chino Hills, something or other church in Chino Hills. Maybe you're familiar with him? Well, he's putting his money where his mouth is, as I am today trying to do. On the 31st of May, Pentecost Sunday, he's opening up. He's opening up. But he's not alone. He's got 2,800 churches. Gavin Newsom's laughing at me. Every night I go on television and hammer that bastard. He's yelling, he's laughing at me. He's laughing at you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. He's getting away with it. Because just like when this country was formed, 240... Okay, so how do we do this? We attend his church tomorrow. Where is your church? 4168. Avenida. De La Plata.
Suite 101.
Suite 101. What's the name of your church, sir? What's the name of your church?
Rushing Wind Church.
All right, you can't forget that. Rushing Wind Church. Why did the framers of the Constitution give us the Second Amendment? To what? To defend yourself from a tyrannical government. Where are we as a society, ladies and gentlemen? When I talk about your neighbors giving up their constitutional rights, all those states are open. Okay, so God bless us. We're here. We are the fight, right? And in my opinion, we need to take it to the next level. If Martin Luther King were alive today, I firmly believe that Martin Luther King Jr. would be telling us to live out what he said some 50 years ago. And that is, we have a moral obligation to defy unjust laws. We are there. Turn your energy toward that. Turn your energy toward defiance. I want this to be your last rally, other than Cordy's. Last rally. No more rallies. Defy.
Pasteur is the father of germ theory. chanting it. That poster right there. Hey!
We are constitutional Americans. We will preserve the land of the free and the home of the brave. This is our country, the United States of America, the best freedom and democracy around the world. We will not roll over by the hand of tyrants, but we will exercise our rights, which are like muscles. Therefore, we, the people of the United States, will uphold the Constitution and Bill of Rights. We shall protect and defend the Constitution and our liberties because we are Americans. We are Americans. Go to militiawire.com. My name is Christopher Nowacek, a former Marine Corps officer and a constitutional American. Make America great again. Make America great again. We are Americans, and we shall never forget that. Hundreds of years ago, our forebears came out here to California as the pioneers did, and we built this country to be free and prosperous for all people. We are the American people, and we shall not roll over by the hand of tyrants. We usurp our rights. We own our bodies. We own our rights. We own our businesses. We built that. We built that.
That's right.
We built that. These are our businesses. And the government's money. The only money the government has will not come back. Come on, fantastic. It is our duty to take a stand and exercise our rights. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. The revolution is only starting. The tyrants will continue to ramp up their tyrannical draconian laws, but we will continue to persist. We will continue to resist, and we shall not roll over by these tyrant pigs, these filthy snakes who violate their oath to the Constitution, who think they have the right to tell us what to do, to order us out of our jobs and make us bankrupt. Hell no. These tyrants in the government who do such things can go straight to hell. Amen, that's right, that's right.
Who's afraid of the little fines?
I'm not afraid.
If you're afraid of the fines, then you're going to lose your whole job.
That's right, your rights are like muscles. If you do not exercise your rights, they will atrophy. Just like if you don't go to the gym, you will become weak. Our rights are inalienable. The government did not give us our rights, and the government has no right to tell us we can't go to work. This is the United States of America. I am disgusted at what is happening to our country, and it is only going to change when we take a stand, and we shall.
That's right. Amen, brother.
The people of California are free. We are the people of California, the California Republic. This is not a socialist state. This is part of the United States of America. And the California Constitution aligns with the federal Constitution. These people in government have no authority to do what they're doing. And the only reason why they're doing it is because we are letting them. Because we are not taking a stand like we're doing right now. But there are more of us than there are them. And if all of us went and sat on the beach right now, they would have to oblige because there would be too much of a push. Did you notice that once the protest started a few weeks ago, Gavin Newsom started becoming a little soft? That's because the power belongs to the people, and they know that. The only reason why they are getting away with this tyranny and this draconian law is because we are not pressing back. And that is why we are here right now, to press back and uphold the Constitution and Bill of Rights, because we are Americans. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave. Nothing in this life comes free, and no $1,200 lousy stimulus check comes without consequence. Your children and your children's children will pay in taxes the $25 trillion that the U.S. government is now in debt of.
Amen, brother.
And
Amen. Preach it.
Nancy Pelosi's $3 trillion stimulus bill is only going to cause your grandchildren to be poor.
Preach it, bro. Preach it.
The answer to 1984 is 1776.
Preach it, bro.
We, the people of the United States, will assert our rights and sovereignty under the Constitution. For the Constitution of the United States is the supreme law of the land. And we have a right to go to work. We have a right to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have the right to build businesses and spend time with our families and have property. We have the right to live in freedom and prosperity for all people. That's what the United States is. And it is being poisoned by tyrants. It is being poisoned by tyrants. But the good news is we have the ability to stop that. We are the people of the United States, and our movement is only just getting started. We will exercise our rights, and we will not roll over by the hand of tyrant scum. That's right. quietly into the night. We will persist until we overcome this and regain our freedoms. Freedom and prosperity for all Americans, for all people. Public servants work for us. Public servants work for us. We are not their slaves. Public servants work for us. MilitiaWire.com. MilitiaWire.com. The United States of America is free and prosperous by the blood and sweat of hardworking Americans. Exercise our constitutional rights. Go to MilitiaWire.com. You're probably going to edit that out. Go to MilitiaWire.com. Go to MilitiaWire.com and go to ban.video and find what the mainstream media is covering up about doctors in Berkeley, California exposing medical biological fact. These are medical doctors exposing the fact, and YouTube by Google is censoring these videos, bringing them down. There is a mass awakening beginning to happen, and we are not going quietly into the night. This movement is just starting. This movement is just starting, and it is similar to the Tea Party movement in 2010.